In today's video we're going to see how to calculate the inverse of a matrix for IGCSE maths. At higher levels, AS and A level, you will do more complicated matrices, but just at IGCSE you normally do matrices with 2 rows and 2 columns. At school they make you learn formulas. But I'm going to follow the same method that you're going to use in AS and A level, or should be using, and it's a fail-safe method where you will make less mistakes if you follow that method. It's 4 steps and it's very easy. First of all, I want to explain why we have the inverse of matrix. In numbers you know how to add, subtract, multiply and divide, and later on you will learn other things. In matrices, you know how to add, subtract, multiply. There is another video about that. And there's no division. Okay. So if we wanted to do this in matrices, what we do is the following. So we really multiply by the inverse of matrix. So calculating the inverse of a matrix is as if we were dividing. Okay. We're going to use it afterwards for any division, although that operation does not exist. Okay? So, how to calculate it? I'm going to show you the method. In the method, it consists of 4 steps. During those 4 steps, I'm going to use now letters instead of numbers, so that I know some of you get confused by letters. Just imagine it's any number. Okay, so we have a matrix such as this. Okay, so what we're going to do is to calculate the inverse of that matrix. The first step is to multiply by 1 divided by. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to calculate the multiplication of this diagonal. Okay, so that's 8 times D. I'm going to subtract the multiplication of this diagonal, C times B. So, first step, I multiply by 1 divided by the multiplication of this diagonal minus the multiplication of that diagonal. Okay? Then I'm going to create another matrix here. Okay? By following this, the elements of this matrix. But to create this one, I'm going to do it separately, and I'm going to follow the next method. Okay, so step 2. Okay, step 2, I'm going to remove row and column of each element and see what remains there, and write it in the same position. So if I work with the A, remove row and column, that's a D. If I work with a B, that's a C. If I work with a C, that's a B. If I work with a D, that's an A. Okay? Yeah? Then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the positions of the row of this rows and columns. So that's first step was this one, second step was this one, third step I'm going to change. If this is a row, I'm going to change it into a column. If this is a row, I'm going to change it into a column. Okay? So what I've done is, again, created this matrix by removing rows and columns, and then with this one, I change the rows into columns. And then I write it here on the 4th step, but I change so I write what I've obtained here, and I change the sign of this diagonal, the elements of this diagonal. So again, I repeat it. First step, I create this multiplication, 1 divided by elements of this diagonal minus the elements of that diagonal multiplied. Okay? Then I'm going to get this matrix, and I'm going to form another one, which is created by removing row and column of each element, row and column, and row and column. And then when I obtain that, I'm going to do another step where I'm going to change the row by the columns. What I get here, I copy it here, and in the final step, the 4th step, I change the sign. Okay? For me, it's easier to learn this method than to learn a formula, okay? Because in the exam, I might not remember A minus B minus C minus D, whatever, okay? So, I'm going to use the process here. So, first step, 1 times 4 minus 3 times 2, and then I'm going to create this matrix here. So I'll go do it separately. Follow me. First step, remove row and column, and I get a 2. Okay, if I remove row and I get a 4, sorry. If I remove row and column, remove row and column, that's a 3. Remove row and column, that's a 2, and remove row and column, that's a 1. I recommend you to always do these steps twice in the exam because it's easy to make mistakes. Okay, always check it while you're doing it. So now the third step was to change the rows into columns. Easy. And then the fourth step is to copy that here, but change the signs of those elements. Okay? So, that's the inverse of a matrix. Very easy. It took me 2 minutes, as you see. Okay? You can always check it if you multiply a matrix by its, well, this is minus 2, so the minus 1/2, and then you take that. That's the final result. So if you multiply the matrix by its inverse, okay, you should obtain the identity matrix, which is the one with 1s in the diagonal and 0s in the rest. Okay, so follow me. That's 4. Okay, 4 minus 6 is minus 2. That's minus 2 plus 2 is 0. 12 minus 12 is 0. Minus 6. So this is minus 6. And that's plus 4 is minus 2. And then if we do that, multiply it by that and change the sign, you will take that. So that's correct, okay? You can always check the result of the inverse of the matrix. Yeah? We're going to follow the method in this one very quickly. So, follow me again. 1 divided by 6, 3 times 6, okay? Minus 5 times 4. And then I'm going to create a matrix here, which I do it separately. First step, remove row and column, 6, 5, 4, 3. Second step, change rows into columns. Okay? So that would be the third step in my process. Okay? So now I go here and I put 6, 4, 5, 3. And I change those settings. So that's my inverse. So that's 1 divided by 18 minus 20, 6 minus 4 minus 5, 3. So that's 1 divided by minus 2, 6 minus 4 minus 5, 3. Okay? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that would be my result. Do as many exercises as you can, and once you get used to the method, the good thing is that in exam you won't have to remember any formulas. Just these 4 steps.